Welcome back to Bourbon Country Reacts, and Dustin is alive!
I was going to say, welcome back to another version of Dustin Dies.
Hey, you may or may not recall from our last video, Dustin died.
But I'm back. I'm like Kenny, right?
Oh no, they killed Dustin.
Again. So, hey guys, we're back.
Bourbon guy, music guy there, we're past the introduction.
Yay!
And he's still alive.
We're going to... Damn. Sometimes you wonder who your friends are. Anyway, we're going to talk to you about bourbon and country music that we don't know anything about.
Well, we may know a little bit about the bourbon.
True.
And actually, in this case,
it's regular makers.
Regular Maker's Mark.
Like this is
bourbon.
their standard Maker's Mark bourbon.
This guy legit has an entire wall dedicated. It's most of the damn wall dedicated to all of the various variants and flavors of special Maker's Mark bourbons.
Now, why is that? Be truthful.
Well, they're pretty good.
Okay, the second reason.
Well, you ran out of space on the other walls because of the other bourbons.
But the third reason.
Well, what reason am I missing?
It's Andrea's kind of thing.
Yeah, she likes that Maker's.
She likes the Maker's Private Select a lot, so I get the benefit of that is I get to build another shelf, and I have more Maker's Mark.
Oh, he's got a wall full of Makers.
We are officially Maker's Mark ambassadors, not Keith and I. Not Joanna either. Andrea and I are Maker's Mark ambassadors. That just means that we get a fancy business card with our names on it. And we have a barrel in their warehouse somewhere that's aging right now. And when it's mature, we get the option to be the first to buy from it.
That's cool.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
So we just recently went on a Maker's Mark tour not too long ago. Another cool thing is once a year we get a free tour.
Yeah.
So, free bourbon.
And Maker's is actually a really cool tour.
Yeah, they've got beautiful grounds.
And you get to dip your own bottle in this red plastic wax.
It's just wax.
Or red wax.
Yeah. It's not
It gets plasticky, though.
You get plasticky.
This, though, is none of all of that.
Right. It's just the regular. It's what made Maker's Mark famous.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully.
Yeah.
It's the red wax strips. It's the recipe that they've had for... I wonder if it says on here for how long they've had it. 1953.
So that's a pretty long running recipe.
Yeah. So...
And I got to tell you, it's probably been about a year since I have had just regular Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
Nothing special, just their mainline bourbon.
Yeah. One of the cool things, I thought it was funny, that they talked about on the tour is, so, real quick, what's his name? It's on here. I just read it. Jesus. Bill Samuels, Senior, basically told Junior before he died, Junior, don't screw up the whiskey.
So this flavor is going to be around. I guess that's like in the will and shit.
That's what I understood.
It's going to be around. So as far as the country music part of this, we're going to be checking out what I think might be another OG. You can tell us if this guy qualifies or not.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, I think Charley Pride is an OG.
Not that part.
What?
I did not realize that regular Maker's was a screw top.
I had apparently forgotten that. I would have known. I've had a bottle of that before. I expected a cork. You'll live, man. It's okay.
I don't understand.
Poor Dustin is just absolutely dejected that the regular Maker's has a screw top.
It's weird.
So I think we've got an OG here. The
Charley Pride, you said, right?
Yeah, Charley Pride and Kiss an Angel Good Morning.
Okay.
And
this is, I remember I noted on my spreadsheet, old school.
Okay. So I've never heard this song, to my knowledge. I'm not sure I've ever heard a Charley Pride song. We couldn't really find like an official video for this.
Okay, that's why this looks all weird.
So we've got this kind of oddball looking, what should be a lyrics video.
All right, well.
So let's check it out. Let's see what Charley Pride is all about. That was an odd little pause.
Whenever I chance to meet some old friends on the street, they wonder how does a man get to be this way.
Alright.
I've always got a smiling face, anytime in any place. And every time they ask me why, I just smile and say, you've got to kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone.
Alright.
Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home.
True.
Well,
sounds like good advice to me.
Yes. The secret of a happiness, but some of them never learn it's a simple thing. The secret I'm speaking of is a woman and a man in love, and the answer is in this song that I always sing. You've got to kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home. Kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home.
I'm not going to subscribe. Not to that. If you guys want to subscribe, that's cool.
I'm not even giving you the link to where that came from, so you
Yeah.
have to hunt that down and subscribe to.
No, I meant subscribe to us.
Well,
Not that. That was terrible. There was no lyrics. It was a lyrics video, no lyrics.
it didn't need lyrics.
No, you're right. It was a very simple tune,
Charley articulates well enough. I heard everything.
which was awesome, actually.
So, yeah. So this sounded like quintessential old school country to me.
Sure.
And I actually rather enjoyed the message in that.
Yeah.
I mean,
We can relate, right?
we absolutely can. We both have good women's. And, kind of an unstated message in that song is learn to be happy with the simple shit.
That's kind of the motto of my life, dude.
It's
It's the little shit that matters the most.
it's the people.
Well, always true.
It's the people that matter the most,
Yep.
and the secret to happiness is being happy, where with the people you love,
And show your appreciation to those people.
and that's important. So, a lot of people, I think, should be listening to this song.
Yeah.
So
Get the message. Get the message.
there are the people that get hung up on the Corvette or the Porsche,
The bourbon.
the big house, keeping up with the Joneses, the nice car, the expensive suits, the high-end watch, and
What about the perfect family?
oh god, that
That's a big
projection
one.
of the perfect. Fuck that shit.
Yep. Amen.
Be who you are, and be happy with the people you love and the people that love you.
Now, this is our opinion. If you don't like it, you're wrong.
No, we've kind of established because we got bombarded by the home fries.
Oh my god, that was hilarious, dude. That was honestly hilarious.
We've kind of established that we have a very take us or leave us attitude.
That's you're gonna get like if you haven't figured that out already.
That's kind of who we are.
Yeah.
But you know what? It kind of drives me back to this song.
Exactly. Yep.
In that, if you're not happy with who you are, you might go out on the internet and sling a bunch of vitriol at two idiots doing reaction videos.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if you woke up this morning and kissed an angel, you're probably not headed to YouTube to bitch about two dudes that didn't like a song you like.
Nah.
Just a guess.
Just saying. That's probably how that goes.
So,
that was a cool, super simple message, simple delivery. The chorus felt like, how many different stanzas did you hear?
Just 3, I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty formulaic.
Yeah. So, simple tune, great delivery.
Too short.
What's that? It was short.
The song was too short.
Yeah, they could have had more of they could have had more detail in there, I guess.
But
right?
it's kind of my understanding until Queen kind of broke the mold with Bohemian Rhapsody.
You can't have more than a 3-minute song?
Yes, exactly. And so it'll never get airplay.
Right. That was a thing. Allegedly.
No.
They thought it was a thing.
I have heard that from interviews from a lot of artists from that era. Having said that, I wish that they had a little longer format. I would have enjoyed more of that. And I am really digging the OGs you guys are introducing us to.
They're kind of cool.
I think
totally different.
I think you guys have introduced us to some pretty cool, kind of more modern stuff. But I am really enjoying this OG stuff. I'm really enjoying these older musicians. It seems like they got so much more done with so much less.
Well,
think about it.
Less production, right? But
less production.
Did you hear more? So maybe you're the ear. Did you hear more of a band backing in that one though?
Yeah, there were a lot of instruments back there.
That's the biggest difference to me for some of the OGs that we've heard. I think Waylon was similar.
When I think doing more with less, I'm thinking studio engineering.
Yeah, you're talking about the production stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that makes sense.
This
era had that big band behind them though too, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you a kind of a little story. So I was kind of on this thread on a very large guitar forum, and people were just nitpicking equipment choices, and recording equipment choices. And, they were talking about $80,000 software packages and, $100,000 worth of equipment, because they wanted to record a good, just the best song that they could record. And some guy pops in and made the statement, I think you need to understand that the Beatles recorded their albums with less technology than you have on your laptop.
Yep.
It ain't the equipment. Which is kind of what I'm going back to.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
They did more with less.
Agreed.
Because... I've introduced you to the concept of phrasing with guitar players.
Yeah.
And Charley was able to get that message, get that signal across, and do it well.
Clean tune.
He had 3 minutes to do it, and he did it well.
Agreed.
Yeah, so, hey, guys, give us more of these OGs. We
like them.
We dig this stuff.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't. So, for me, I like that we've experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's neat to hear. Personally, I wouldn't have put this on a playlist, but maybe a happy-go-lucky playlist. Actually,
we've had some songs that kind of have that upbeat,
or maybe an OG playlist.
Ooh, I think we need an OG playlist. I think I need a country music OG playlist.
That could be a thing.
Because I've kind of got a playlist of the OG rock guys.
We need more. Yeah, exactly. We need more OGs to fill that out. I think we've only done like 6. And it's based on what y'all tell us to do. It's not. We're not picking. You're telling us.
You know, speaking of OGs, I don't think we have a single request for. Maybe we do. You keep it. How do we not have Dolly Parton requests?
We do, but they're very few. We only have like 1, maybe 2.
How do we not have tons of them?
Yeah.
Because what I've heard of her,
yeah,
she's amazing.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's on you guys. So what do you think of this Makers? I want to really... So I've recently toured there. I understand based on the history and kind of what they were going for when they built this recipe. But I want to see what your thoughts are before I impart that knowledge.
So, I think all I can really give you is a flavor profile, right?
Okay.
So I get hit with kind of this mix of, like right off the bat, I don't get a lot of sweetness, but there's a little bit of sweetness. Some kind of spice I really can't identify, and some pepper. And that rolls into the finish that what tastes like, I don't know if it's there or not. A little bit of a rye pepper, a little bit of a burn, and a little bit less bitter of a finish than I'm used to in a lot of bourbons. The funny thing about this, you know, we talked about this kind of being Maker's Mark's basic main juice.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely taste this base in exactly every private select, high-end, unusual kind of cool thing that they do. You absolutely get this flavor in it.
Because they don't change it.
And I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to make a comparison, and Makers comes out positive in this comparison.
Okay.
There is a distinctive flavor that comes through every single Wild Turkey product, and it is the Wild Turkey flavor. Guys, I'm not a fan of it. I'm just not.
It's just not.
And, you know, I guess if Wild Turkey hates us, they hate us. They will not suffer in the slightest because they're a massive. We cannot begin to explain how big they
literally
are.
have 1, maybe 2 that I really actually enjoy, and that's that Russell's.
Yeah, and they don't taste like
their
main
normal.
juice.
Yeah.
So in the way that all Wild Turkey products have a flavor that I don't like,
mm-hmm.
all Makers products have a flavor I do like.
Yeah.
And the basis for that flavor is the same across the board.
And that's 100%. So you've hit it really well. I'll correct a couple of things. So every product of Maker's Mark, every single product, starts with this.
So it has to be that.
It starts with that. Every single one of them.
All right.
It doesn't matter what it is. Cast strength, is that just hotter? 101, is that just proof to 101? All the private selects start with that.
And then they do stuff to it afterwards.
Correct. At barrel strength. Now, so this has been proofed down. So that's the only thing that's maybe a little different, right? So it has been proofed down to 90 proof. With the private selects, they don't proof it down.
Okay.
Right? So cool story about this particular bourbon. I want you to take another taste. Before you do, I want you to tell me if you feel a tingle on your tongue.
I still do.
It's different. Take that initial taste and see if like you get this like, what the heck is going on my tongue? It's like dancing on your tongue.
I do, and I've been attributing that probably inaccurately to a kind of a rye pepper. So, how many of you have ever taken a 9-volt battery and gone? So this is not that bad, or by any stretch of the imagination, but there's a little, almost feels like electrical excitement there.
So
I've attributed that to being rye pepper. It's probably not.
So there's no rye in this mash bill. And the reason for that is because Bill Samuels didn't like bitter tasting whiskey.
So that's that lack of bitter finish that it's not there.
You hit that.
He didn't like it.
Correct.
Okay.
You hit that perfectly. He didn't like the bitter finish. So that bitter finish, as we've mentioned, comes from the rye. This, instead of rye, so it's got corn. It's got to have at least 51% corn. I think they have more in their mash bill. I don't know if they tell you exactly. It's got to have barley. Barley helps them create an enzyme to break down that corn. Instead of rye, they used a red winter wheat.
Okay, so makers are wheated.
They're wheated. So, and that gets you that sweeter flavor.
Yeah.
And that's where you shouldn't get a ton of bitter out of Maker's Mark.
I don't get the bitter. I tend to associate wheateds as being very sweet.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And this one's not overly sweet.
Somehow Maker's is not particularly sweet.
Surprisingly. And what's interesting to me about that, I haven't had a regular Maker's neat in a long time, to be completely honest. I've done Makers in like Coke. Like, I don't know why I did it, but it was a bad idea.
What's wrong with you? Yeah.
The problem with that is it really enhances that sweetness, and it's sickly sweet.
Okay, I could see that.
Right.
Well, I mean, Coke being pure sugar.
Right. And so it's actually pretty good neat.
I don't necessarily want to say it's better than expected, because like I say, Makers has a very distinct flavor that seems to cross all their product lines.
Yep.
And unlike Wild Turkey, it's a flavor I like. The aftertaste of Wild Turkey sits with me for days, and I'm just... Makers is so much better.
I wonder if that's what Bill was drinking.
Bill.
Maker's guy. If he was
That made him say, I don't want this.
Yeah, I don't want the bitter.
I kind of doubt it, because I don't think of Wild Turkey's distinctive flavor as being this bitter pepper finish.
It's a bitter pepper rye. Like a black pepper with a rye finish.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't had any for a while.
We should get some on the channel. Y'all should send us a 101.
Dude, I so don't want to drink that stuff.
If they send it, we have to drink it.
It's true.
Just saying.
So, hey, what's this cost?
You bought it.
Did I?
Yeah. It's under $20, I think. Maybe under $30.
Yeah, so this was in my run to buy just a bunch of different things at random, 20 to 30 price range, so it's under 30 for sure, probably closer to 20. Man, I gotta give it a thumbs up for that price range.
Yeah. Back in the olden days, and the before times, this was the most expensive bourbon on the shelf.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was $8 for a bottle of bourbon when all the other bottles of bourbon were $3.
Hey. So they've managed to keep their recipe the same and the price pretty close to
I mean, it's
to
more
down,
than, it's
and so
more than
inflation
$8.
went this way and
Yeah.
the price stayed here. So
Yeah, for a while.
yeah, all right.
So
That's kind of a cool little piece of trivia.
yeah.
Hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, give us a like, mash the thumbs up button, and subscribe.
Yep, and the little bell.
Yeah, click the little bell so you get notifications when more stuff comes up. Get down in the comments and give us recommendations on things we need to listen to. We want more OGs.
Yeah.
Give us recommendations for things to listen to. Give us recommendations for bourbons to drink.
Yep.
And our list of requests, you should know, is quite extensive. If you want your requests moved to the front of that list, send us a bottle of bourbon.
We'll drink it. Or if you want your bourbon reacted to also,
send it.
Send it. We'll react to it.
We will. We call those bourbon bribes. We respond to those as quickly as we can. As soon as we can get a free evening in our schedule, we're here. We're reacting to your video. So if you bribe us with the bourbon, we appreciate the time and expense that went into that, and we think it's only fair that we do our absolute best
100%
to get your reaction out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So, hey, till next time, guys. Take it easy.